Hi guys, darthbools here. First off, I'm just going to say thank the maker. We've finally got the new wave of the vintage collection figures in the UK, so really chuffed. I've got a couple today. The main one I wanted to sort of focus on is Darth Malgus. I've also got another one that's amazing as well. I think personally I actually prefer it to the Malgus figure, but I thought you guys would probably want to take a look at this Malgus. Well, anyway, I'll let you have a see. Right, here we go. Here's the chap himself. It's Darth Malgus. Absolutely sublime piece, it really is. The card is just amazingly executed. It really is badass. I mean, I don't know whether if you guys have played the game. I mean, my brother had the game for the PC. Obviously, he's from Old Republic, and I had a bit of a blast on the game, and it is amazing. It's really cool, and I don't actually own it myself, so I've not played it all the way through. But this is the guy from it. This is one of the main Sith Lords in the game, and yeah, he's just awesome. It's the classic vintage style card, and it's got the expanded universe caption there. I always think that what would be a good for I love that how they have it written expanded universe. But what I think would also be really cool is if when they release a character on an expanded universe card, what's from an expanded universe thing, a comic or a novel or a game. It would be awesome if they actually put the title so like the Old Republic or with like Bastilla Shan. I think she was Knights of the Old Republic, wasn't she? And then like if when they do the Force Unleashed, Galen Merrick. Oh, I can't remember his name, but the main character, anyway, Starkiller from Force Unleashed. You know that'd be cool if they had the Force Unleashed written in there. But I mean that's just my thing. But either way, that actually does look amazing, and I do love it. And the imagery is really cool, really nice. Sort of, I think it's sort of taken from the scene. You know, in the first trailer they released, it was the sacking of Coruscant, and they sort of like take the Jedi Temple. So I think that's supposed to be a clip from there. Now I'm going to keep this carded because, for one, it looks gorgeous on the card, and for two, I know it's a really hard one to find. I was lucky enough to go into my local Forbidden Planet, and they had the entire new wave in there, and which two of the figures I already bought off of eBay at an extortionate price, and then I found them the next week on in the shop for a tenner each. But either way, I found these. They were still in the Hasbro box. And the guy got them out and he showed me them all. He said he couldn't put them on sale as yet, but I put my name by on one of them. But then he'd still not put them out, so I went in and I picked this guy up. Still unpunched, obviously, because it wasn't put on the pegs. The back's really cool. It's the standard back of what we're seeing on all these new figures, and which is actually, I think, the imagery how it was, and the style with the multicoloured boxes is originally part of the I think it was the 21 back cards they released, and this one is VC96, so brand new wave, and the figure is pretty damn cool. Like I said, I can't really give you that much of an in-depth view because I'm not going to open him, but he is insanely detailed, really detailed up to the max. All of his armour and all of his buttons, his circuitry, everything kicks ass. And then he's got his lit lightsaber and his unlit hilt. And I know I've saw other reviews where he's got I think he's got a robe underneath, and then he's got his robes on top. So it does look kick-ass. I would love eventually if I can find another one on the pegs for a tenner. I'll buy another one just to open it. But there is other reviews out there, guys, if you want to see a loose one. But I thought I'd just give you a look at that because I thought it was such a special piece. So cool. Didn't think I'd actually ever acquire one, purely because I've heard that it's rare. I've been seeing it go on eBay for £30–40 upwards, and I was just lucky enough to find it in the shop. Now, and here's the second one. This is my favourite of the two. This was originally part of the stick a bit of blue tie so it stands up. This was originally one of the actual. This is a sort of redo of the original. I think it was the Death Squad Commander. Now he is the Imperial Navy Commander. This was released originally on a 12 back card, so one of the first 1978 figures to be released. Unpunched again. Really cool. I like the image. A lot of people said he just looks bored and asleep, but I think it's one of the only images you see of him in the movie, and I think it does look awesome because he's just on his console and he's just tapping away at the buttons and stuff, and he looks kind of absorbed into his job, which I suppose it's got to be. Again, I'm going to keep it on the card because it's a redo of an original card back. Really nice. I really do love that. So I ain't going to be taking him out. The figure looks amazing, and the facial sculpt looks really cool. His helmet's awesome. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more attention to detail on the helmet, a new redo, but it's really cool nonetheless. I do think it's a well done piece, and as usual, articulated up to the maximum, and all in all, a really great sculpt. And I'm sure there's a lot of reviews out there. I think the Force is with Jesse, that he does a I've watched his review on this guy, a really cool review, so check that one out. Anyway, I'll turn it around, I'll give you a quick look, and yet again there's 21 back style with the multicoloured boxes and all the latest vehicles to be released within the vintage collection. This one is VC94. So, all in all, a really cracking figure. I've always loved this card. A really cool figure. It's actually, I'll get the guy down. He's right at the back here. He's a bit battered and he's not got a weapon, but I'll show you. That's the actual original vintage release of this guy. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for this one. I've always thought it was really cool. Obviously it's a lot more different than today's version, but nonetheless a very cool figure, very nostalgic, and it would look awesome to have that on the actual original card. Probably never going to though, because it's very expensive. And you can tell his helmet is an odd shape, but still super badass, and also super badass. So for this review, guys, that is those two chaps, and really chuffed with them. If you're lucky enough to see Malgus or the Imperial Navy Commander in the stores, I suggest that you pick them up. Imperial Navy Commander, an amazing one, and he's definitely my favourite out of the two, but you're probably going to see him more often on the pegs, whereas this one, I think this one will fly out and is going to be a bit of a rarity. So there we go. So as always, cheers guys, thoughts, feedback, always appreciated, and I'll see you in another review soon.